Okay, wanted to shoot an update of my collection. I've made some pretty good pickups over the last quarter, so this is kind of a first quarter 2021 update of my collection. So this will be, I'm just going to highlight the pickups from the fourth quarter of last year and maybe the first couple weeks of 21 here. Made some big pickups here in my collection, so wanted to just update everybody here. So I'm just going to fly through the cards that have been here before and just talk about the new ones. So here we go. So these are arranged chronologically, and starting with the not just pre-war but pre-20th century cards here. You've seen these before, but two updates, and I apologize for the glare here. Not much I can do about that. But these two cards are new. I picked these up in the fourth quarter last year. So T206s of my hands down favorite pre-war player, Walter Johnson. I really wanted to get a card of his for the longest time. Kept missing out on auctions, but picked this one up. And then the Lajoie, which is a very nicely centered 5. So picked these both up in mid grades, nicely centered. And I want some feedback on this because I've got a philosophy where I'm not as tied to newer cards, not as tied to other sports, basketball, football cards, and this is what I really like. So this is what I wanted to get. So what I did was I picked these two cards up for about net $400 out of my pocket. How I was able to do that was I sold a PSA 9 LeBron James 2003 Topps card and my 2000 Bowman, also graded mint 9 Tom Brady rookie. And I'm gonna get two types of reactions. How could I sell those guys? Those guys are goats. Those guys are gonna just keep going up. And then I'm gonna get the other reaction of those cards were way inflated in their value. Those are $100 to $400 cards that are now going for about $2,000. How could I not sell those high and pick up some of these expensive pre-war cards that this is what I like anyway? So, and those cards only, the Brady and the LeBron only cost me about $20 total, because I bought the LeBron raw in 2003 and I won the Tom Brady card. So I spent very little money to pick up these two beasts right here. So in my opinion, these are outstanding pickups I ordinarily probably couldn't ever do. So Walter Johnson, again, 3,000 strikeout, the first one to do it. Also a 400 game winner, second only behind Cy Young. The Lajoie, he's a 3,000 hit guy. So both these guys go into those set registries. And so great pickups. Really, really happy to have these cards now in my collection. Also, moving along, another one which I was really wanted for a long time is this guy. So if you can see the Eddie Plank, and this is the E95 Caramel card, Philadelphia Caramel. He is a 300 game winner, and so it goes in that set registry. So if you all are a part of the PSA set registries, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And also I'm moving up pretty nicely in the 300 win set. And this is the highest weighted card in that set. So it's rare. There's only 100 or so of these at PSA, and only about 30 of them graded higher than this 3. You can see it's not very well centered, but the rarity and the importance of him as a player and this card made it worth the pickup. So not cheap, but I believe a really good pickup that will continue to go up in value. The other card of his is the T206. He is in that set, but it's ultra rare and it's just so pricey. It's way out of my range. So I'm never gonna get that card. Really happy to have this one. Moving on, we have this is a new pickup here. So the 1932 US Caramel, Paul Wainer. He's the more collectible of the Wainer brothers. He's a 3,000 hit guy, and this is the set registry card for him for that set. So these don't come around too often on eBay auctions, but when it did, I scooped this one up. So mid-grade, pretty nicely centered. Good pickup there. Happy to have that one. And I don't believe there's new ones here in these mid-years. except this Gaylord Perry is an upgrade. So from the last video, I had a 5.5, upgraded it to a 7. So he's a 300 win and 3,000 strikeout guy. So this was an important enough one for me to upgrade to have both in both of those sets. So nothing else here, I don't believe, in this case. Moving on to the next one, my wife picked up this 71 Simmons graded excellent mint 6 by PSA for me for Christmas. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on Ted Simmons. He's one of the, I mean, he is one of the, kind of like Burt Blyleven in there, excuse me, one of the ones to kind of just eke into the Hall of Fame. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money. Anything higher than a 6, you're going to spend a lot of money for that Ted Simmons. So I'm very satisfied to have that in a 6. The 71s are tough with the black borders. Moving on is the same card but upgraded. I got a nicely centered 8 for the Trammell Molitor card. Molitor, of course, is a 3,000 hit guy, so I wanted to upgrade that card. My 7 was not the best. So I'll upgrade also that Murray here pretty soon because you can see it's pretty off-centered. Moving on, nothing new in that row. What's new in this row is the A-Rod. So the 94 SP, anything higher than the 8 is pretty ridiculous right now. He is a double club member also, 3,000 hit, 500 home runs. So I wanted him for both those sets. Now, again, what do you think? I believe next year he's going to get the Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens treatment as he is on the ballot for the first time in next year's Hall of Fame election balloting. So what do you all think? I think he's going to be snubbed, and if he ever gets in, it's definitely not going to be on his first time. So we'll see how that goes, to be determined. The rest of these, as we get kind of ultra modern, I've sent some of these in for grading. So raw, so the Bellinger is a new one I sent in, got back. Gem Mint. The Soto short print was here before, but what's new about it is it's worth about 5 times right now what it was 3 months ago when I shot the last video. Crazy. 2 of these on eBay just recently going for over $2,000. So that's crazy. Glad I got this when I did. I think I spent $30 for that card. Another one I got back from PSA is this gold Eloy rookie. Happy to have that one too. I'm glad it gemmed out. So what's new on this bottom row? This Tatis auto. So these are really rare. This is numbered to 10. And I got this on an online break. I have a video out there with it on, of them actually pulling it out of the pack. And it had a little ding in the side, and I knew it wasn't going to gem, so I was just like, okay, this is a 1 out of 10 card. I just told PSA, just slap an authentic on there. So it doesn't matter what the grade is, authentic is fine. I just wanted to have it authenticated, and it's got the RC rookie logo on it, and a Tatis rookie auto at this scarcity. I honestly don't even know what it's worth. So I'm up for suggestions there. And the rest of these, I believe, have been either shown before or on a video of the PSA submission reveal. So what I've got that honorable mentions, and I'm going to skip over this one for now, but here's some other pickups that I had. Some T206s of everybody's favorite Hall of Famers, Elmer Flick and Bobby Wallace. Again, not household names, but in the T206 set, mid-grade, and good-looking cards that are in the Hall of Fame, so added those. I will skip Gritch for now. The 77 Dawson in a 7, nicely centered, and the Smoltz I picked up in a 10. Huge Braves fan, love John Smoltz, and of course all the other pitchers, but he's a 3,000 strikeout guy too, so he's a multi-set registry member as well. So now, the 71 Gritch, not in the Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of people in the modern, the sabermetrics era, StatCast era of baseball statistics, and when you look at his WAR, look at his JAWS, if you're not familiar with those, I'm thinking about maybe making another video eventually about that, but Gritch is the 8th ranked second baseman of all time, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. And I believe he was very poorly voted on when he was in the BBWAA, process. He might have had like 2% of the vote and fell off. I don't know exactly, but it's something like that. But he is 2 slots above the average Hall of Fame second baseman in rank. Doesn't have great numbers if you're just looking at hits, average, home runs, slugging. But his defense and his all the peripheral stuff that gets into the WAR stat really start to add up, and a lot of people are thinking that he's going to be voted in by the Veterans Committee in whatever form that is in the next year or two. So I took a little insurance and picked up his card now before he gets voted in, because I believe that he will. And I didn't want to go the $200 for the 7, so I got this 6. I think I paid 30 or $35, but it'll probably triple or 4 times once he gets inducted. And then finally, this is my most recent pickup. Same story as Bobby Grich, but this T206 Bill Dahlen, or Dalen, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He's got a Boston and a Brooklyn variation. This is the Boston, which is a little bit more common, but still a rare card. He is a shortstop, and he is the, I just looked it up, I think it's like 11th ranked shortstop in baseball history. And he's not in the Hall of Fame, but according to the same, Bobby Grich, sabermetrics, he's 4 slots in his WAR and JAWS. He's 4 slots above the average shortstop. 2 slots, I believe, above Derek Jeter. So Derek Jeter was a near unanimous, election from 2020 that, this guy is higher ranked than Derek Jeter. So I believe it's just a matter of time. And honestly, the early days committee votes this coming December, so almost a year from now, in which case people will be looking at people like Bill Dahlen. So again, a little insurance. This card wasn't exactly cheap, but when he gets inducted, it's going to be, and I believe it's a when, not an if, this card will be shooting up as well. So it took a little bit of pre-induction insurance on a couple of players here that I believe will eventually make it into that set. So there you go. There was my Q1 update. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I'm still collecting, even though everything is getting more and more expensive now. So I may not have as many pickups next time, but for now, that's a pretty good amount of adds to the collection.